This is day 117, Making People Powerful. I was on a client call recently when something shifted. We were talking about AI, of course. That's all we talk about nowadays, but not in the usual way. There was no excitement in the room, no energy around the next big feature. Instead, there was just exhaustion, the kind that comes from trying too hard and still feeling stuck. They had invested heavily. They had platforms in place. They had run pilots and launched initiatives, but nothing was moving. The tools just sat there, underused, while the team kept asking the same question. How do we actually get people to use this? I realized then that the problem was not the technology. The problem was what the technology was doing to people. It was creating noise, not clarity. It was adding complexity, not leverage. It was one more tab, one more subscription, one more thing to learn, to manage, and to justify. Beneath the frustration was a deeper truth. AI has become overwhelming, not because it does not work, but because there's too much of it. Too many platforms promise transformation, too many dashboards that require training, too many tools that solve problems no one asked to have solved. Companies are surrounded by AI products, but they are not moving faster. They are moving more slowly, weighed down by their own investments. The conversation kept circling back to adoption. How do we drive it? How does it diffuse through the organization? How do we get people to actually care? And as I listened, I saw two mentalities emerging in this AI world, two very different ways of thinking about what we are building and why. The first mentality is tools first. It says we will build or buy something cool, and then we will try to get you to use it. The technology is the centerpiece. The features are impressive. The pitch is polished. But adoption becomes an afterthought. The assumption is that if the tool is good enough, people will figure it out. They will adapt. They will change their workflows to fit our system. This mentality leads to shelfware. It leads to low engagement, frustrated teams, and expensive platforms that sit unused. It leads to another initiative that starts strong and fades quietly. The technology works, but the people do not feel stronger. They feel burdened. The second mentality is quieter, but far more powerful. It says we can help our users become more powerful. This is not about shipping something cool. It's about increasing human capability. It is about giving people leverage, making them faster, more confident, more effective. The technology fades into the background while the person becomes stronger. This mentality changes everything. Adoption is no longer something you have to force. It happens naturally because the tool improves someone's life. Diffusion is no longer a strategy problem. It happens because people want to share what is working. The product is not the platform. The product is the power it gives the person using it. When I think about what powerful actually means, I think about speed, I think about confidence, I think about the ability to act without waiting for approval, without second guessing, without drowning in manual work. I think about people who can make decisions faster, move through their day with clarity, and trust the systems they use to support them rather than just slow them down. This is what AI, I think, should do. It should increase your agency. It should remove bottlenecks. It should make the person using it feel more capable, not overwhelmed. The client on the call did not need another tool. They needed traction. They needed their people to feel stronger. They needed a system that worked with them, not against them. And as I listened, I realized that this is the mission, not to build more AI tools, not to add more complexity, but to make people more powerful. This is not a feature. This is a posture. It's a way of thinking about what we are building and why. It is the difference between asking, what can this tool do? And asking, what can this person do because of this tool? AI succeeds not when companies add more tools, but when they empower people to become more capable, confident, and effective in their work. That is the measure. That is the standard. And I think that is the only thing that really matters. So the question is not whether your AI is impressive. The question is whether your people feel more powerful because of it. If the answer is no, you're building the wrong thing. Start there. Build from there. Make people powerful, and everything else will follow.